In the past we checked the rarest skins, rarest summoner icons, rarest items, rarest war skins and rarest champions. Twice. But there is something we didn't yet take a look at. Runes. Hello guys, it's Remus here and welcome to probably the latest thing we haven't checked for rarity wise. There are some stats about the most used runes, but not much about the least used ones, so we'll have to make some educated guesses here. But before we begin taking a look at the 10 least used runes, this video is sponsored by Zack. Zack is the ultimate gaming assistant that will keep track of the games you care about and show you important news, patch notes and videos about them. You can select the games you want it to track and interact with the cards. The more you use it, the better it gets at what it shows you. Also, it tracks your stats after each match, currently supporting League, Fortnite and PUBG, and works as a live game support for League 2. Starting since you open the game and you queue up, then helping you with builds and runes right from Champ Select, letting you import them with one click, automatically making a new rune page or replacing the selected one with the recommended runes, and giving you an in-game full build, and also displays your stats and enemy stats while in game. Go try it out using my link below, it's completely free. So, let's begin. At number 10 we have Cut Down. It's a precision rune, so usually taken by AD carries or assassins. It deals more damage to champions with more max health than you. It could be useful in late game if they have a very tanky team for champions like Vayne, but won't be much use on laning phase versus the enemy AD carry and the support unless it's a really tanky one. And Coup de Grace is overall a better choice since it works on every enemy when they are below 40% health and directly 8%, not scaling from 5% and growing the more health they have. Number 9, Approach Velocity. This one gives you 50% movement speed towards nearby allied champions that are CC'd or enemy champions that you impair. Could be good on some champions like Olaf or Mundo that have an ability with slow that can be spammed a lot so you can reach the enemy quicker, but it's a quite situational rune for general use, so it's only sometimes picked on a small pool of champions. Number 8, Last Stand. Last Stand is on the same row as Cut Down and Coup de Grace. It deals more damage to champions while you are low, scaling from 5% to 11%, but pretty much the same reason it's not picked as Cut Down. Coup de Grace is better. Number 7, Nimbus Cloak. This sorcery rune gives you decaying bonus movement speed after using your ultimate, and allows you to pass through units, increasing it by 100 movement speed with a 60-second cooldown, reduced by cooldown reduction. This is really super situational. It needs to be used on a champion that has a short ultimate cooldown that does not really need the mana flow band and that benefits from reaching the enemy as fast as possible after using it or getting away. So pretty much the only champion that would fit here is Skarner maybe, so you can steal an enemy and fuck off with it quick to your allies. But who plays Skarner? Number 6, Nullifying Orb. This one is on the same sorcery row as Nimbus Cloak and Mana Flow Band. It grants you a shield that absorbs magic damage when reduced below 30% HP based on level and increased by AP and AD. Again, very situational, might work on some tankier champions versus an AP team, but everyone uses Mana Flow Band on this row. Number 5, Ingenious Hunter. This domination rune gives you 50% item cooldown reduction plus 5% per kill up to 5 stacks. It's again quite situational. You would need a champion that uses a ton of active items, and Ravenous and Ultimate Hunter are a lot better and more useful for most champions. Number 4, Unflinching. Resolve rune in the last row with Overgrowth and Revitalize, which are almost always better. This is too damn situational, giving you 50% tenacity and slow resistance for 10 seconds after using a summoner spell, and 10% of those for each summoner spell on cooldown. There won't be many fights where this is useful, maybe for an engaged tank or support where you flash and are free of slows and it's easier to catch the enemy and ult them or stun them, but again, it's too situational. Number 3, Phase Rush. This keystone rune from sorcery gives you a movement speed boost after hitting an enemy champion with 3 attacks or separate abilities within 3 seconds, as well as slow resistance. It's useful on a few mage champions that can land hits or abilities that quickly and benefit from speed, like Ryze, Aurelion Sol or Cassiopeia, but again, quite a small pool of champions that benefit from it, and it's not that used apart from them. Number 2, Glacial Augment. Inspiration keystone rune that slows enemy champions if you basic attack them. If you slow them with an active item, you shoot a freeze ray at them, creating a slow zone. It's used on very few slow mage builds like one for Ahri, but you also need to buy Hextech GLP and Twin Shadows. I don't think it's that worth it apart from having a team comp around this compared to traditional mage assassin build, but it sometimes can work, though it's super rare. And number 1, Unsealed Spellbook. Probably the most underused rune. That's also a keystone rune from Inspiration that lets you swap summoner spells while out of combat, and after swapping its cooldown is permanently reduced. I don't think any champion would really benefit from this, and you see some weirdo use this rune every once in 10,000 games combined with Hextech Flash. It's a good idea in concept, though it's not really worth it, and most champions don't pick Inspiration as their main rune for the keystone unless they go for Kleptomancy. Also, why are my minions hacking here when using the fast forward? And that's pretty much it for the 10 rarest runes in the game. I think those 10 are definitely the rarest ones, if not in this exact order, at least they should be at the top. Let me know if there is another rune you barely see or use, and if there is another top 10 rarest thing from League that I haven't covered and can be covered. Thanks for watching. Leave a like or I will anticlimatically jump on you from behind and stab you in the belly with a Valyrian steel sword, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.